It's gonna be a good video today. This is not gonna be just like some of the other videos that we've done recently. It's not gonna be your typical Aikido type of video. I know a lot of people have been making some comments about, oh, that's not Aikido, he's not taking Kazushi, whatever. You know, I personally really don't care. This is my expression of Aikido. It is what it is. You know, it's getting more and more down and dirty with what I'm showing, my expression of my Aikido. You know, obviously there's TenShin Aikido principle that's involved, kind of the path that I'm going down right now. So, with that being said, the technique that we're going to be demonstrating to you is basically a Kowski into a Sankyo technique, and then thrown from a Sankyo throw with kind of a different application of the pin. So, sit back, relax. I'll be right back in 1 second. We'll get cracking on this video. Right, Rod? YouTube, welcome back. Here we go. Kowski, Sankyo into a Sankyo Nage. It almost kind of turns into a Sayu Nage as well. So, I have Rod here with me today. Hi, onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
So from a punch, it's gonna be a punch pull back, somewhat type of application. So when the punch happens, you're getting this kiriage, suriage movement, okay? As the punch retracts, you're gonna take your initial kiriage hand and you're gonna go straight for his face as an atemi. Okay, so he punches, so boom, moves right in. Now what I did with my right hand is now I'm going underneath his arm. I'm going in between his arm. I'm gonna grab his hand, but not in the position that I normally would for a Sankyo, because this would not be the proper position for my hand to apply a Sankyo. So I'm going to go more for the fingers, and then my right hand's gonna come up underneath, and it's gonna get the Sankyo application at this point, okay? From there, notice how his arm is covering his face. I can be as simple as doing that to disrupt his center of balance. At that point, I can apply both hands on the Sankyo. It's in his face, so he really can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's do that one more time. So, 1, 2, don't anticipate. You know, 1, 2, boom, moves right into this, and get right into the Sankyo application. Now there's a lot of things that you can do from here. You can leg sweep, you can turn him this way and make him fall. So you can take Kemi, this point. But you gotta be really careful with the application of this, that you're not cranking on this as you're throwing your uke, because that's definitely gonna break his wrist. Then from there, you can easily put him over into a standing pin at that point, transition and pin, and be done with the technique. So that's a shorter version of what I'm originally gonna be showing, but that's just an idea of where this can go. As always, strong hands. Don't have your fingers loose. Hand deflections have to be on point. So the punch comes in, boom, hand comes up right away, goes right into the Sankyo application. Right from here, you can crank on that. Okay, as you can see, Rod's not too happy. How would you throw from this perspective? You can't throw this way, especially if he's hugging your arm. He can't throw. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tenkan and drop at the same time with that throw without releasing the Sankyo. I did not release the Sankyo application. From there, you can apply this straight down to where you're applying the elbow like an ikkyo, but he's facing up. He's belly up, not belly down. And apply the Nikyo wrist lock or takoori as we would call it, and that's the application that you get from there. You can actually move this to this position and apply this as well by grabbing the elbow and lifting up and applying that. So you're causing pain compliance. You can actually get to the position of this and apply same way. You can just do the standard. This is basically a standard pin that you can do and just apply and hold and move away. Or, so bend your arm. From the Sankyo position, or however I had that, excuse me, from here, you could raise this up, stand up if need be, and you're applying this straight downward position, belly up. Very similar to my standard TenShin Aikido pin off of the majority of our techniques. The one thing you don't want to do with this pin is allow the wrist to do that, because then he can bend his elbow and then the pin is ineffective. So you want to small joint manipulate at the same time. So you're turning the fingers basically like you're doing a Nikyo, a straight arm bar Nikyo, and you're putting your leg behind his elbow at this point. Now Rod could easily try to punch me in the groin, but it's going to be very hard pressed to do that if I'm applying this hard. You could also apply it this way if you need to, and apply this. If Rod decides to spin by feeling this movement, then you can move right into a standing Sankyo pin this way, even down lower, or you can move into the normal TenShin Aikido standing pin that you typically would see in a lot of my technique. Let the arm ride down the shin, move off on the angle, reset, and you're back to work. Okay, so again, here comes the punch. So kiriage, deflection suriage, atemi to his face, capture his hand, move into the Sankyo. Then from there, you're going to turn. You're not going to disconnect. This is going to start moving. This stays applied with Sankyo. You start moving, you drop, throw, there's the pin. There's the pin. Okay? There's the pin. There's the pin. Let that ride down, turn, and move. Let's do it from this side, same side. So, deflect, suriage. Hand comes up right away. This hand has to go in between his punching arm and his body. So let's show it one more time slow. So, kiriage, suriage, this comes up, this hand comes right underneath. Comes right into here. As you're grabbing fingers, you're bringing both hands together for the Sankyo application and applying. Notice how this affects him pretty quickly when I apply the Sankyo. Okay? That's some pretty serious pain compliant. If you let this happen, he drops his elbow, and then this comes right over the top and gets you into a choke, which almost puts you into a rear naked choke pretty quickly. Okay? Or he comes straight up for inirimi nage type movement and sweeps out your leg and takes you down as he's pulling this arm over, which is going to disrupt you. So once you have him in this position, you want to be able to pain compliant, and then you're going to move. You're going to spiral down as you drop, throwing this into position without adjusting, and then applying technique with that pin, or any of the other pins that I showed. Okay? From here, you could actually keep this up and keep applying this to the point you get to this pin, and you're good. Then from there, if you want, you can just bend this down right over his face and move over. It's pretty easy. It's all about, anatomically manipulating your uke's bone structure and their position, causing duress, causing pain compliance. I know this is going to be a hot topic with Miles Kessler's Aikido Leading Edge Telesummit that's coming up on the 12th of this month. I am going to be featured on it with 4 other of my peers on the 17th. I believe it's 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're going to do another video with that, promoting that as well. But I know there's a lot of people that are kind of against the idea of pain compliance. You're not doing Aikido if you're inflicting pain. This is going to be a great topic of discussion within this panel discussion, because These techniques are designed to hurt, okay? I'm sorry, they just are. I know there's a lot of you Aiki bunnies out there that don't want to inflict pain, okay? This is a martial art. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's always been a martial art. It came from a very serious and more brutally effective martial art. This is old sensei's brilliant idea, creating Aikido. And wake up, everybody. This isn't 1969, the hippie era anymore, smoking weed and screaming peace, you know, during the Vietnam War. That's not happening anymore. Those days are long gone. The people that will attack you on the street will have pure intention to inflict great bodily harm upon you. I don't get attacked on the street because I'm not your typical Aikido guy. Shaved head, half goatee, you know, former bodybuilder, kind of goes a little bit of a long way. I carry myself differently. I'm not afraid of anybody. People are preserving O-sensei's Aikido technique for what it was in 1969, and it's virtually been undeveloped from that point. Okay? This is what I'm doing. Okay? I know I have thousands of people out there that love what I'm doing, that love the techniques that I'm doing, and I'm going to continue to do them. Okay? I'm putting on a whole different type of perspective within the Aikido community and with what I'm doing with Aikido technique. Okay? It is what it is. I don't know how many more times I got to make a video about this so you people get that, you know, get it across to you guys. Do you guys understand? Okay? Your way is your way, my way is my way. Okay? There's a difference though. When I walk out my dojo door every single day from teaching class, I know that what I have within my skills, I can protect myself against the average or above average person in the real world. Okay? The Aikido stuff that I'm seeing a lot is very ineffective in the real world. The principles, like I've said before, are timeless. The principles of Aikido are timeless. It's the way how it's taught, the application how it's taught, and I know there's a lot of sensei out there that refuse to show anything practically. Wrap your head around this for a second. O-sensei's dream was to evolve Aikido. Aikido was not the same in 1969 that it was when he started developing this in the 1940s or whenever it was when he started developing it. If O-sensei was still alive today, the Aikido that you know, that I know, that the million people across the globe know would be non-existent because O-sensei would have developed it and he would have made it for modern times. He would have completely been evolving this art like he did when he was alive up until the time of his death. It would have evolved from 1969 to 2017. It would not be the same. Our Aikido, traditionally, classically, however you want to look at it, is the same that it's been for the last 48 years that he's been gone. I'm changing that. So stop being a part of the problem and start being a part of the solution. I'm doing this for everybody out there that wants to see something from somebody that knows how to make this stuff work in the real world from my life experience. Okay? I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. I'm sharing my ideas, my technical ability with all of you to help you guys become better. Does Aikido work on the street? You're goddamn right it does. If it's taught the right way. This is one of those ways that if I had to use this to hurt somebody, and like I said before in other videos, love, peace, and harmony, as O-sensei probably pointed this out in the way how he said it, and many people interpreted it the wrong way. You need to be at peace with yourself when you have to hurt somebody. You have to be okay with that if you have to hurt somebody with these techniques. Because realistically, if you look at it, it's either going to be you or it's going to be them. Because, ooh, Aikido, it's not about hurting people. Do you honestly think that if you tried to take somebody down with the way how Aikido is done, okay, without any serious power, trying to end the threat, do you honestly think that person would get up and say, that was magical? I don't know what that was, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna walk away. I'm not gonna mess with this guy again. Try doing that in Chicago, Illinois. Because you take somebody down like that, that is just gonna give them another chance to get back up and be successful to take you out. Why? Take them out as fast as possible. Yeah, maybe you don't want to inflict as much pain, but you need to send a message. We need to send a message, not only to the martial arts community, okay, that Aikido is real, that it works, but a message to everybody out there that might look at Aikido that goes, look at these guys are a joke, I can kick one of their asses. And maybe one of those guys that are on YouTube one day sees one of those videos and just happens to come across somebody and messes them up, and they try to do Aikido on them. Think about it, guys. You know, this is for us. That's what it is. Taking Aikido back, that is what I mean. I'm taking back the martial arts side of this, and I'm showing the stuff that will really work. Whether it's pain compliance or not, I'm showing stuff that is working because I have to do this. Okay? The puff of smoke magic tricks don't work anymore. The touchless Aikido shit doesn't work anymore. Okay? It just doesn't. Okay? You're either gonna make it work or you're gonna get your ass kicked. It's your choice. Choose. What are you gonna do? Take a stand, do something about it, make Aikido grow, make it great again. Because I remember 20 years ago, this martial art was awesome. A lot of people were doing it. That's why I got involved in it for other reasons, but it was awesome. Now, people are dropping off like flies because of the people that are out there bashing it on YouTube, MMA people that have bashed it, and how ineffective and impractical and especially and how outdated it really is. Okay? That's it for my rant. I know some of you guys love that, but this is the truth. I'm not no freaking Aikido god, okay? I'm this much better than you. That's it. Because I have this much more experience than you do in the real world. Make it work, okay? Basic fundamental skills, Shomonichi Ikkyo, that shit doesn't work in the real world. Come on, no one's gonna come up to you and try to judo chop you in the top of your head on the street. That doesn't happen unless they have a glass bottle in their hand. Then it's gonna be a little bit more different attack. It's not gonna be just straight up and down. It's gonna be more on this angle of like a yokomen, but it's gonna be a short yokomen. It's not gonna be this big wide open yokomen where you have 25 seconds to move into their center and do technique. That is not realistic, okay? So suriage, ukanagashi techniques will work with that type of an attack, okay? What I'm doing is I'm applying stuff in Aikido that works. And I'm not doing things in Aikido that doesn't work. And I'm gonna continue this forward progress because this is a work in progress. One more time. Hi, onegaishimasu. So I'm gonna punch, right? Punch, deflect, atemi right to the face, get right into the Sankyo application. Like I said, you can throw, you can apply the Sankyo, drop down, pivot, right into the throw. At that point, pin, or pin. At that point, you're done. So that's pretty much it for this video. I know some of you guys, you know, I kind of get, I wouldn't say carried away, but I kind of get long-winded with some rants sometimes. You know, I got a lot to say, okay? And just, there's a lot of things that need to get pointed out. And you know, there's people that are dying to hear this being said. I have a lot of fans out there that love hearing me speak the truth behind that. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want to hear what I have to say because they don't want to believe what I'm saying is true, okay? And I understand that, you know. Some of you guys drank from the blue Kool-Aid. A lot of you guys drank from the Kool-Aid that was spiked, and that's the Kool-Aid that I drink from. You know, it's a lot different, okay? I'm not trying to get anybody to do what I'm doing. All I'm doing is expressing my Aikido to help you guys out, to give you guys a different standpoint and different view and perspective on how things can be done. Take it for what it's worth. Use it. If it works for you, don't use it. It makes no difference to me at that point. If it helps you, great. If you don't like it and it doesn't work, that's fine too. Something I will do will spark your interest and you will like what I'm doing if I have not already done it. So, there's more coming. Stay tuned. Hi, see you on the next video.